What's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gen X Army Vet here with a video from TikTok. As you read in the title, and you can see in the thumbnail, we have this lady in the video. She's going to be telling us how disgusting women are. I know women are disgusting. I've seen it firsthand, and I'm sure many others have too. And I know a lot of women in the comments will say men are disgusting too, blah, 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 blah. We're not talking about men right now. We're talking about women. And I know firsthand women are more disgusting than men. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
Word to my dad, y'all bitches better hope I never become president of the United States. First rule is gonna be mandatory. There's gonna be cameras in women's bathrooms. If it's more than one stall, there's gonna be a camera in there. Not in the stall. It's gonna be facing to see who comes out the stall so I can timestamp it. Cause I need to fucking figure out who's leaving the bathrooms the way they are.
Y'all nasty.
At the fucking bar, at a concert, at work.
Boy, especially at concerts. Oh my God. I hear the stories from when, like back in Korea, Germany, and other places, hear from when the women that we're there with, whether we're dating them or just, friends, associates, they would come out and they tell how bad the restrooms were. I remember one, she come out and say somebody just didn't even try to make it in the toilet. I just shat right next to the toilet. Big pile of scat right next to the toilet. And I know you women are nasty. And that's just for that one particular incident. I know I can think of other situations where I had to actually go in the restroom to drag out people who've passed out, soldiers or friends, and the stuff that I've seen inside those restrooms. God.
Fucking shit smeared on the walls. Y'all got blood, tissues, pee everywhere. Fuck is y'all talking about? Like, what are we really doing for real? Then y'all get up online trying to act like y'all so high sedity princesses. Who the fuck is you? Princess Swamp Fiona?
Ugh.
Big ass, ogre ass butt leaving shit everywhere. Who the fuck is raising y'all for real? And I would hate to have to be a janitor and clean up after y'all. Y'all are grown ass women.
I couldn't do it because I could see blood. I could, puke. It's a certain smells I can't deal with. Dead bodies, no problem. If it's just like natural nastiness, stuff like that, no problem. But it's like shit and like nasty rancid piss. You could tell like period blood. I can't do it. Cannot do it. I can't do it. It's just yeah. So I could only imagine what the women be going through. The ones that are clean. You go in these restrooms and it's just like I don't see how you guys do it. And like out in public, I can't. I'll have a hurt stomach until I get home. I've always been that way. I'm glad that I normally go in the morning. I can go in my own place, and I have to worry about it until the next day. And dealing with some of these people, like go in the restroom just to piss. I'm glad that man we get to stand up. I go, to the urinal, handle my business, but you can smell the level of nastiness coming from the other guys in the restroom. I know it's things. And same thing with women. Y'all in the restroom, y'all have cycles and stuff too. Y'all just be just nasty. Like I said, back when I did, armed security, I remember I had to go in there and pull out a woman because she passed out from fentanyl, and she was just laying next to some shit, and just like, oh God, you guys are nasty.
Like, if you mad, what are you smearing? Just know, bitch, and you're going minimum 10 years. If I find out who's leaving the bathroom like this as president of the United States and we time check that shit, because you leave the bathroom, then the next person that comes is going to be like, oh my God. And then I'm going to have the timestamp to see who big, fat, ugly ass came out the bathroom before that girl gasped. You're going to jail, bitch.
That's the thing. 'Cause like a lot of women, they be thinking like, oh, I'm just so clean. I'm so innocent. I don't do nothing. They be the worst ones. You should be all types of nasty. Like I said, dating different women, just going to their places. And like, you could tell, I broke up with a chick just because of the way that her restroom was. I like to check. I'm like, just glance back there. If they don't clean behind their toilet, I can't mess with you. I mean, you leave that detail, just nasty back there. I mean, you hiding other shit. There's stuff that I don't even want to know about you. So, people say, "Oh, that's petty, a petty reason to, break up with a person." Oh, I was with that chick for, like a month and a half. Just notice, I'm just looking back there. Nope, gross. Let's check out these comments. You used to have to clean the bathrooms. The women was always horrid. No wonder y'all be having attitudes, bro. Was a custodian a while back at college. Women's bathrooms used to be disgusting. My first teen job at the movies, I had to clean the women's bathroom. I was shocked. My first job, I had to clean the bathrooms, and the women's bathroom was always worse to clean. I hated it. Like I said, back when I worked at Pizza Inn, I was like 16 or 17. Even when I worked at Blockbuster Video back in the day, 1996, before I joined the military in 97. Just going in there, you had to clean up the restrooms. It's just fucking gross. Ugh. Not gonna lie, I thought the ladies' bathroom was the cleanest. Hell no. No. Not by a long shot. Like I say, men's restrooms are bad too. They're not always that bad. They can be bad. It just depends on, a lot of factors. But women's, I've always seen it to be just the worst. Especially, like I said, from personal experience, being in the military, we have to do surprise checks, barracks checks on our soldiers, whether during the week, over the weekend. We go at night where, they're going to be up partying, doing all random dumbness that goes on in the barracks. Anyone who's been in the military knows what I'm talking about. You do spot checks on your soldiers. Sometimes you have female soldiers. You go check their rooms. They just have like nastiness all over the place. And you kind of expect it, to be in somewhat type of disarray. But the level of filth that I would see, the toilets, the showers, and it's a community shower between, two soldiers living. They have like separate rooms, but they share the common area, the bathroom, the kitchen area. And it's just like, ugh. I just never understood how women could be so fucking nasty. But yeah, it's just, ugh. I never understood you guys are nasty. I understand that, people have to shit, people piss, but the way she's talking, you guys have it on the walls. I'm like, you guys have to sit down. I can see a man, okay, we do something stupid. Oh, I'm gonna piss on the wall, like fireman. But women, how do y'all get piss on the wall? Like you say, smearing it on the wall, poop, blood, from, when you guys have your cycle, you take it out, throw it in the toilet, throw it in the trash. No, they be throwing it on the floors. I remember going in women's restrooms, like I said, to pick up soldiers or pick out people who've passed out, people who own drugs and stuff like that. You stuff all over the ground. And it smells too. It smells like fucking bloody magnesium. Ugh. It's just gross. Iron, copper, just all that shit. It's so bad. But women, they be claiming that, oh, we the nicest one. No, y'all just hiding a lot of filth. And guys, we understand this. And sometimes guys, they're bare with the smell because they haven't had any in a while. So they do what they need to just to get what they want. And then they just kick you to the curb because they know you're nasty. And like they say, these women walk around with these BBLs. They be the nastiest ones because they can't reach all the way back there. Their BBLs, like they be wiping the ass and they're like not fully wiping everything clean. Because we hear about the stories. They post them on TikTok. They post them on YouTube. So y'all women out there nasty. Oh, that's my thoughts. That's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. Have you experienced anything like this? Women, particularly, when you go in the restroom, are they bad? Are they nasty as she say they are? Like in the clubs, at restaurants and stuff like that. Just like I say, just chime in below in the comments. Let's get the conversation started. If you're not a member or you're not a subscriber, just subscribe. It's free. It doesn't really hurt you if, just clicking that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot. Comment, like and share. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.